Ready. Play.
Jannik Sinner. I know it's tomorrow rather than the next day, but I do want to touch on his match with Jesper de Jong, the lucky loser. Jesper, of course, is someone that we saw just, was it last week or the week before? 10 days ago, I guess we saw him, didn't we, in beating João Fonseca, and now he's coming up with another stellar name in the game in the form of Jannik Sinner. I think João Fonseca is already a stellar name in some respects anyway. But yes, Jannik Sinner, of course, coming through in straight sets last night over Navoni. Were you surprised that Jannik had it that comfortably?
I mean, yeah, I guess it was comfortable. There was like one rebreak for Navona, but I mean, typically, what exactly do we expect Mariano to do against him? I guess it was just a matter of like, are we going to get Yannikus in decent rhythm right away, or is the rust just too much? But I know there was that whole official thing about like him only being able to train from April onwards or something like that. But of course,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not really how it works. So I did trust Yannick's ability to like get himself together to a point where he would probably be pretty comfortable there. But nonetheless, I don't think Navona was like a very easy opening round opponent.
No.
Yes, I mean, as you see on the screen, Australian Open last year. Not
Yes.
really a great match, and I'm afraid Jesper might just be like outgunned to that point too. We were saying that the first few rounds are very difficult for Jannik because you can get Navone, Davidovich Fokina, and Serundolo in a row. Obviously, Jesper de Jong gave Davidovich Fokina just 2 games, so kudos to him for that. He's probably going to come out with a similar mindset as against Fonseca, right? In Estoril, just defend
Yeah.
as hard as he can, throw in the drop shots, throw in the serve and volley, and not let Jannik play his game. I'm fascinated to see if it works out this time. I don't think he was playing like this in Australia when they played. I think he kind of tried to play Jannik at his own game and just failed. Obviously, later he had a much better encounter with Alcaraz, which maybe was also physical a little for Carlos. But I do think he was trying to play Jannik kind of very conventionally last time. So perhaps it will be a better idea and a better outcome for him now. A little better. I mean, I'm still not expecting him to win, but just have some fun and make it a more memorable affair.
Yeah, I think on clay at least he's probably got a slightly better chance, and also coming up against a rusty Jannik too. But maybe also those drop shots are a little easier to pull off on clay, where he might have a bit more time rather than on a quick hard court such as Australia. But of course, that was Jannik en route to the title there in Melbourne, and Jannik and his fans will be hoping similar things happen in Rome. But yeah, like you, think I think maybe, of course, Jesper might want to come out the blocks firing, and yeah, maybe he can pull off the serve and volley. I just felt against Zhao that was an obvious tactic. I think he'll do it. He'll do it again, but I just don't know if he'll have the same level of success. I just remember seeing Rocha in practice do some serve and volleys, and it was I think he only won 2 games in their set that they had the practice set with Zhao, and I saw him do 2 serve and volleys, and he won both points. So that's why I was kind of intrigued to find out if Jesper had that in his locker, and he very much did, and he showed it in that win over João Fonseca. And I think we'll see it a bit more tomorrow. I don't think that we'll see the shock that perhaps we saw in Estoril, or surprise rather than shock is probably a better word for it than that. But yes, Jannik Sinner, I do expect to proceed. Anything else to say on this match before we move on?
Not really. I mean, I don't think the opponent matters that much with the serve and volleying. Still more about the serve that you do. Of course, it's going to be on the kicker out wide for the most part. If it's good enough, I mean, I don't think it matters a great deal if it's Sinner on the other side of the net or not. But of course, Sinner, when he was back in shape, when he was back playing regularly, like he's returning, especially in terms of its like efficiency and precision. Yeah, it was insane. So, well, at least Jesper will definitely have to play the volley. That's for sure.
Yes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.